preseason episode of NASCAR Heat Evolution, and this is the first thing that greeted me was like the cars aren't in uniform lines at the start like that. It's just like wonder what was going on with that start that they're all out of line. And also, it's Kansas. The game doesn't tell you it's a preseason thing. It says you gotta finish in the top three. Yeah, and see here, I got a little bump. It got really hairy, and boom, up in the air, landed back on all fours. Caution flag has not waved. Smoke clears. Car up by the wall on his side, and it's you got these cars stuck here, and we go by. Green light is still on. So apparently these preseason ones, you do not get caution flags. But it doesn't tell you it's preseason. It just says you gotta finish top 30 in 2 races and you'll get a sponsor. It doesn't tell you that this is a preseason thing, because on previous games, you go into Daytona, no sponsor. You earn a sponsor, but you go in, no sponsor. So like, it kind of like, first thing that comes to mind is, well, they took liberty with the schedule. But it turns out they just selected 2 races. Don't know why Kansas and Texas, but they did. And like, as you can see, the AI is kind of running out of caution fee because they're programmed to adapt to how you're driving. And well, I went upside down and through the air type thing. So really cut down on my speed. I had it set to simulation before, but I then had to switch it back to normal because, like, take this track for instance, in the turns, you touch that apron ever so slightly, and it is going around. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So, I just set it back to normal for right now. It's trying to figure out this game. Like, just kind of throws you in there. Like, there's no look back. Like, I used the helmet cam, so like a look back feature comes in handy. There's nothing. It's like, well, you know, like they claim to not be a simulation game, but they took away features, whereas like NASCAR 14, I'm not counting 15 because, as I've stated before, 15 I feel is a paid patch. But in 14, if you're in helmet cam, well, any camera, but like most useful in helmet cam, you can look back because the mirror in the car wasn't the greatest. It's just blur. Like, they've improved it, but it was not anywhere as good as looking back. And since you're not trying to be a simulation, looking back should be one of the things that you want to have available. Also, in the I started playing with, I believe it was 2011 game. It wasn't back in 2011. I wasn't a fan then, but that was the game I started with. And even in that one, it had the little icon down in the dead center, and it's giving you like a little radar of what's around you. And let's go to, let's say F1. It doesn't have that, but you got the, oh, not F1, I mean Forza, sorry. In Forza, you don't have that little radar, but it tells you you've got a car around you. Like, it tells you there's a car directly in front of you. You don't need that for that, but it's just aware of stuff around you. This one is like, you gotta trust that spotter, and the spotter's not always right. And as you said, I went through the grass, like, because I flipped the car that last time, not a lick of damage on it, and it set the full damage. So I'm like, well, what was going on here? Why am I not getting damage? So throughout Texas, I did go through the grass a little bit. It kicked and buckled like you'd think it would, but it didn't rip the splitter off. But as I was saying, there's no indicator, and you're listening to the spotter, and the spotter's not always right. Like, he's going clear, clear. You go to move down, car inside. You've already made contact. Let's see. And this one, I got another kind of big wreck in this one too. Oh, and with the car itself, there was, I think, 4 different numbers you can pick from, which makes no sense because there's plenty more spaces available. So why only 4? I don't know. It was like 8.99 something else, something else. It wasn't very much. As you see, you got a big right here. The 47 goes down in front of me, then back up in front of me, and the 5 is around. I'm going to be doing more commentary with the actual races. This one's more airing grievances. It's like, whoa, why not tell me about this? And I haven't gone fully looking, but there seems to be a clear missing feature, and the sponsor may be the biggest giveaway of this. Like, when you get the sponsor, your car goes from white to red. Well, usually you get to say, well, this is what color I want my car to be. I don't recall getting that option saying what color I want my car to be. So I've got to look a little bit more, but there's no obvious car paint scheme creator, which is the biggest letdown there has to be with this. Like, there's so many great community generated cars. Yeah, you're gonna get the occasional pervert that's gonna make something that they shouldn't. But there are some talented people that do these paint schemes, and you're taking away custom paint schemes. For what reason? It just blows my mind if it really was taken out. So I hope you guys liked this video. Sorry, it's mainly about my issues with this game. It's definitely not what I expected, and I fear it may continue the trend that I've seen where it seems like every version gets a little worse than the last. And if there is no paint scheme customizer, and if it's not patched in, like, that should definitely be patched in if it's not in here, then this is definitely hands down the worst one, because, well, I can go to Forza and do my paint scheme. Why